What's going on, everybody? C4, welcome back to the channel. Today we're here for episode 48 of our Madden 23 Carolina Panthers franchise mode, where today we're going to be finishing the regular season, week 18, at home against a very tough Kansas City Chiefs matchup. But I ended the last episode, even though it was on a victory, plea for you guys to give me some new sliders. It's been about 3 patches since I've touched my personal sliders, and these are incredibly out of date. So I got a lot of different feedback. The top ones were Matt 10 sliders, and a guy on YouTube, I've never actually heard of him before, Floopy Sports. And I actually got a lot of people on Twitter reaching out and saying, check this guy's sliders out. And they're a little bit on the extreme side, which is kind of what I want. So what I am doing essentially, and this is what my sliders look like right now to give you guys a snapshot. I've been, honestly, for how we've been playing, for the good, you know, we haven't been too far off of like base default, 50 out of 100, which is just as generic as you could go. So I do think the fact that we've been generally very, I don't want to say very good, but like we've been competitive and we've been winning on all Madden, pretty much all Madden default, is kind of impressive considering that a lot of people and a lot of these sliders are easier in a way, in quotations, than what we are rocking with. But my gameplay is just not in a super enjoyable spot. This has been my favorite series to record since Madden 23's come out. But the last couple of times we've been hopping on and playing, it just hasn't been fun. So what I am going to be doing is, it does seem like for the most part, Matt 10 sliders and Floppy Sports? Apologies for like, they're fairly similar in a lot of areas. Like accuracy, blocking, catching, fumbles are generally in the same area code. The things that are different are the interceptions on offense and defense and tackling, which are the 2 things that I'm having issues with. I think far too many tackles are broken when I'm playing defense, and I think you could probably make the argument on both sides of the ball. The interceptions are ridiculous. We are throwing like 5 picks a game out of the blue. These are the same sliders. We've had Baker Mayfield, we've had Nick Foles, all these different quarterbacks on all Madden, but it's been real bad in terms of interceptions. And there's been a lot of uncontrollable interceptions where, you know, the ball is like morphing through my receivers and just all these little different things that clearly like something has changed, right? Like something in the gameplay through the different patches that have come out. Like again, it's been 3 Madden patches that, like, look at that, 36 and 35. This will be a year that we'll definitely remember, but that's just ridiculous. I'm not that bad, right? And I'm not throwing that many terrible interceptions on me. Definitely some. Because it's just, at some point when you throw 2 just cheating, I got cheated interceptions, you're just like, well, fuck, what's 3 more risky passes? Also, you know, we've had a lot of interceptions. We have an unrealistic, as much as we like to claim the Bermuda Triangle defense at JC Horn, we're you know, 50% all Madden default has still been incredibly favorable for interceptions on our defense. And if you told me the trade for me to have not unbelievably frustrating offensive interceptions is I also in turn need to turn down my defensive interceptions, that is a trade-off that I'm going to be making. So here are my new updated sliders, combining the 2 most recommended ones to me, Matt 10 sliders and Floopy Sports. So really, without, you know, copying either one of those guys, but taking influence, these are the kind of slider set that I've come up with that we'll start with, and then if we have to tune it, we will. A lot of it stays the same. Some we've made harder, but obviously in some areas we have lessened the blow of some of the issues and struggles that we've been having with our gameplay. So quarterback actually stays the same. Pass blocking stays the same. We have subtracted 3 from our wide receiver catching, making that a little bit more difficult. We've took away 5 from our run blocking. We have also added 5 to our fumbles. Pass defense reaction time has stayed the same at 50. Interceptions, I have taken 20 points off, going from 45 down to 20. However, pass coverage has got a +10 boost, and tackling has got a +15 boost for user. On the computer side of things, I've taken 10 points off CPU accuracy. It's been way too many average quarterbacks going 22 of 24, 22 of 25. Things have got patched. We're going to try to bring it down just a little bit. Pass blocking has gone up for the CPU. I've added 3 to that. Wide receiver catching is the same. Run blocking is the same at 45. Fumbles have got the same +5 that I gave myself. Pass defense reaction time has gone down by 20. Interceptions have gone down by 20. Hopefully this kind of gets us in a range where, you know, I also added 5 to pass coverage, so it's not all just an immediate downgrade. But hopefully it just gets to a spot where we can like try and eliminate some of the ridiculous, insane interceptions, which have kind of been going both ways, right? we've had more than our fair share, be it J.C. Horn, be it some of our linebackers in particular, those quick screens over the middle where like I almost catch the ball right off their wide receiver's hands. It's happened to us. Doesn't really happen. Like you might get one of those a year in the NFL, and it feels like you're getting 1 to 2 every game or so. So hopefully this finds that nice little balance. But yeah, pass coverage we had at 5. Tackling for the defense, I've given +3, giving them a little bit better shot there. I've added 5 to field goal power, just something that like I didn't even really notice. But you know, why not? If that's kind of what we're rocking and rolling with, that is. I've added +10 to our injuries. They're on 15. But in the thread on Operation Sports for Matt 10 Sliders, he's bumped his up to 25. Maybe we'll get more realism for injuries, because generally, obviously, we've gone through a little bit of a patch right now in this franchise where we're actually having injuries. But for the most part, we've had a clean bill of health for a lot of this Panther series. Our injuries have more so come via practice, and we're just missing a guy for a game. So maybe this +10 helps us out there just a little bit. And I've gone ahead and gone full in with Matt 10's penalty sliders. That's where I think he's kind of the best in the business at. So we've gone 75 for offside, 75 for holding, 65 face mask, 70 for DPI, 50 blocking the back, 45 roughing the passer, and make sure illegal contact and intentional grounding are off. Hopefully this gives us what we're looking for. We got a matchup against the Chiefs. What better team to try out and see if things are cheesy or not than the cheat code from the AFC in Madden 23. So looking ahead at our matchup, we did have a weekly award winner from week 17. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, 5 tackles, a sack, 2 picks. One of those was a pick six, just an outstanding game. I'm not nervous. It's just one of those things where, like, you know, I'm gonna admit the trade-off. If you told me, C4, you might not get 9-10 picks a year with CJ Gardner-Johnson, with CJ Henderson, with JC Horn, but also your quarterback's not going to throw 50 picks a year. Like, that's the trade-off I kind of need to make. Even though, like, the most hype thing that we have going for us in this series is when, like, a Keith Taylor. And then on top of that, Keith Taylor's interceptions, I don't know if you saw the last episode, got reset. We had him play quarterback, and then when I moved him back to defensive back, all of his stats got reset. So Keith Taylor had 4 interceptions, I think, 3 or 4 on the year. Unfortunately, those have been stricken from the record books, but everybody knows, right? Everybody knows it's kind of your Keith Taylor. The only thing that sucks is, like, maybe if he would have got 4, 5, 6 interceptions, he would have got a dev trait somewhere else. Maybe we'll have to manually help him out there after we get robbed. But, you know, point being, I would trade. We can have a little bit better balance on offense and defense with the interceptions going both ways. So let's see how we match up here against the Kansas City Chiefs. This is a big-time matchup. We win this game, who knows who ends up being first place in the division between us and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So taking a look here, they're telling us to worry about the backup quarterback. I don't think so. I think we're going to be more so worried about Patrick Mahomes. So we're going to defend the short pass here. We don't want him just to have elite accuracy, even though it's kind of what he does. Look at the defense. The pass rush for Kansas City, very good. Top 5 in sacks, top 10 in total. You know, a solid defense for sure. I think this is a matchup. Ooh, they do give up the deep ball. This is just a matchup here. With the adjusted slides, I want to see how we can throw the ball with our traditional offense. So, you know, our traditional offense is, you know, a little bit trending in the direction of dink and dunk to a degree. But, I just want to be able to make throws. I just want to be, like, the fact that so much of our offense has been limited to just a quick pass game, you can't really have much time to throw into tight windows or throw with anticipation, because they just get jumped. It's the nature of the beast. That's another reason why I want to kind of attack this, because if I'm getting a little annoyed with how limited my playbook is, I can only imagine what you guys as the viewer is. And it's not super limited. It's not like we throw slants every single play. I try to get as exotic as I can, but there's just certain limitations of, like, half our playbook doesn't work because it's an interception every day of the week. So hopefully we actually open up our playbook a little bit more as well with this slider adjustment. But it's a tough assignment, man. It's a tough assignment. Not only trying to just mess with sliders week 18 ahead of a playoff run, but messing with sliders ahead of a matchup with Kansas City. Might not get the best read as to if these sliders are good or not, because Kansas City is going to be a tough day out of the shop every single time you play them. But also, if we beat Kansas City and things feel good, then you know that's how good they are. Because, like, okay, we can hang with some of these big dogs now and not throw 35 interceptions. So I'm very excited to hop into this matchup. I hope you guys are as well. And remember, after this game, we will wrap up the regular season with a full-on stat recap, seeing who finished where, who might win what award, and we'll kind of gear up everything for the playoff run. But it is time to see if we can close the gap between us and the Bucks and have a chance at first place NFC South title coming our way. Let's go. Taking on the Chiefs, 90 overall, 88 Panthers. Should be a good one.
Look, Carolina in my city, I'ma kick it in Wakanda, wear a panther on my chest, badge your honor. Hitting 150 on the dash, burns rubber when you pass, in a swim move, get us to Bahamas. How they gon' talk like a MC, seeing me, I see him, hit a side step and I'm a goner. 1, 2, 3 quarters down, let the C4 sound, cause the chip coming back to Carolina. And they be like, calling it a fluke, when we went to 50, we back now.
All right, moment of truth. No, Keith! Just got rinsed by Noah Gray. Holy shit, okay, that's the kind of tackle we need. I love seeing that, man. I do think out of all the slider adjustments I made, updating our tackling, I think it's going to be a big-time help to our defense. Obviously, we've made it easier. But I think in terms of getting it realistic where you need it, that's a hell of a PBU on the outside. 3rd and 9. Definitely going to use their linebackers. Let's go Roquan. Control. That's Kelsey. And they just take the space. That's the threat of Kelsey, man. You got to commit to him. You commit to him, someone else is going to get open. Pick it up! God damn it! Come on! It's going to be Hassan Riddick on the Super Bowl right there. Hopefully we recover it. And that's probably still going to be Mahomes. Ridiculous throw. All right, 1st and goal. Let's see if we can square up Kelsey. Oh my God, he's just so ridiculous. All right, good drive. Saw some good things from our standpoint, especially with, you know, the tackling, and I think a lot of that again. This is not the best game, the best matchup. They kind of grade sliders. The Chiefs get theirs against anybody. All right, it's our turn to do some damage. See if we can go down the field. Okay. Okay. That's a good start. And I downgraded my run blocking. I love it. Let's go. Swift bounces inside. Good gain. Gain of 11. Run game. Showing up early. Coach wants slants. We'll give him slants. Viscous Chanel. Probably gonna. Hopefully we can block up Chris Jones. I probably want to float to my right. Give him time to get open. Boom! On a dime. Look at that timer. Viscous Chanel. Big time grab into the red zone. Already a fan of these slider sets. And again, if I throw an interception, I'm probably going to shit talk anybody who made these sliders. 1st and goal on the 9. Kadarius Toney against his IRL team. We go to the running back, DeAndre Swift. And it is equalizer time. 7-7. What a start to this game. Wide open, a running back. Check down. We'll lay the lumber.
Mine.
Let's go! He's still a ball hawk. He's still a ball hawk, baby. J.C. Horn, I think that's pick 8 on the season for number 8. Mahomes play action. Weird throw. That ball just came out weird. Inaccurate. I love seeing an interception where it's not clearly glitched either. Beautiful. Or check down at the backfield. That insane closing speed by 13 there. Keep it on the ground. Could be 4 down territory. Could be QB sneak time if we can get a little bit here. Come on. Stupid tackle from Chris Jones. What a stupid. I mean, he's a monster, but I think we're going to go for it. It's a long one. I'm actually a little bit worried, but let's go. Best play in football. All right, I want to put a lot of pressure on Ikwanu to go against where the blocks are kind of set up here. He can get to the second level, which he does. Good hole. Why not? Ian Thomas, the best blocking fullback in the league. Leads the way. Swift. Easy touchdown. Doesn't even get breathed on. Panthers regain the lead. Capitalize off a rare Patrick Mahomes interception. That play there, right there. I'm like, there's gonna be some weird plays I don't usually include in my gameplay. Like that was a tackle that should be made. That happens in the NFL. I was missing those tackles 80% of the time on last sliders. just getting broken. That can get broken if it's Derrick Henry and a premier back, but like, no offense to Clyde Edwards-Helaire, he's probably going down. Get squared up like that.
Mine.
That's one of those ones. First of all, that should be pick 5 of the year for Keith. I think right now we need to make an agreement as a channel that with that 5th interception to Keith Taylor, that's unofficial. Should we all just agree we're gonna give him a star dev trait, right? Increase his dev off normal. But that right there is like that's classic Madden. He wanted Kelsey the whole way, and as soon as we double covered him, he did something stupid. That's something that, like, it's always kind of been an all Madden issue. So we'll take it. Two uncharacteristic picks by Patrick Mahomes. Oh, that was close. 3rd and goal. Laviska could be. Oh my God, just terribly inaccurate. I wanted to throw that early to DJ Moore. Ben, don't break. We'll take the points. Oh my God. Get up! God, he was hurt. He had a chance to do the Jadeveon Clowney Michigan South Carolina play. Looks like he was hurt. He hit Patrick Mahomes so hard I don't know, broke a forearm. What a hit! Didn't buy 1 second on the play action. What a play! But that is, for those keeping track at home, 2 fumbles that have not been recovered by the Panthers defense.
Mine.
And all right, insert C4. These sliders are too easy in the comments right about now. Oh my God. This is just disrespectful at this point. This is what Hassan Reddick's going to do tomorrow. God, they're trying to block him with Jason Kelsey. Travis Kelsey. It's disgusting. Come on, help out your quarterback. We capitalize. 3rd and long. We'll just check down the running back. You got to make one guy miss, which he does. Breaks the ankles. Brian Cook. Oh, DJ Moore gave you a shot. No safety. I like that play. 3rd and 10. Let's go another shot. Laviska breaks the tackle. Breaks multiple tackles. Will not be denied. There's a safety trying to guard Kadarius Toney. That's just, I've scored easier touchdowns on rookie. Kansas City desperately needs a touchdown here to have really almost any chance of coming back in this game. We are just destroying them every time they do a check down. Oh, okay. Easy slant. Sky Moore. It's been one of their go-to. Probably the top wide receiver on their team now. All right. Could be a game in the second half. All right, we got maybe a shot play early. Might take him by surprise. Oh my God, DJ Moore made a play. Pinch yourself. Go buy a lottery ticket. Lots of runs. Back-to-back runs here. Maybe coach knows what he's doing. Maybe not. 3rd and goal. We'll go Z spot. More so looking for Kadarius Toney. Back corner of the end zone. Got to get it over L'Jarius Sneed. Inaccurate. Take the points. 3rd and 4 will dial up a little bit of blitz. Kansas City has not handled pressure the best today. Especially when we've been able to. That is a brutal drop. When we've been able to disrupt Kelsey at the line of scrimmage. They were able to get off the field. That's a bad job. That's a brutal drop. Go DJ Moore out. He throws his shoulder in. Knocks down Darnell Savage. Oh my. Tell you who loves these sliders more than me. The guy that can actually catch the ball now. Oh, 2. Yeah. They don't want. I mean, I would say this. Not impressed with their run defense. I don't I don't think there's anything that we did that's affecting how bad KC's run D is. Getting mauled. Going for it on fourth down. Kind of got to have to here. Game's still somewhat in reach because you have Mahomes, but this needs to be a touchdown. And they better hope we start. Oh, come on. Oh, that's close. It's going to be a turnover. Fourth of the day for Kansas City. Oh, beautiful. One of our best touchdowns all year. Worked to perfection. DJ Moore. Thriving on the outside. What are these? Oh, my God. We're going to have to change these back, aren't we?
Mine.
Give me that. Give me that. He go. Maybe I'm just really this good. For the goal for the Chiefs. I mean, it's what's over. And they just absolutely no. They're just getting dominated in the trenches. What? What? They bring out the all-out blitz. DJ Moore continues to have a career day. This is absurd. I love these sliders. You know what they say, guys? You need at least 2-3 games to judge a slider set. I think we should roll with these into the playoffs. Don't you guys think? These recommended sliders that you guys recommended should get a couple more games. Don't you guys agree?
Mine.
Oh my God. Like, I nerfed the interceptions. I nerfed them. I nerfed them. What? All right, I mean, it's a win. I'll take. That's a lot of momentum. I don't really know how to read from this. I don't know how to read. Floyd Mayweather over here. I don't really know how to read. Like, what are the takeaways? The number one thing I did was, like, I nerfed interceptions for me and against me, and we had, like, one of our best games. But then on the other side, like, if you took out the interceptions, which obviously yes, I mean, he still had 400 yards against us. Could have been a lot worse. It was. I truly think this is just a ridiculous game. I think, if we're being serious, I think we got to at least play one more game with these sliders. And if it's this again, then we know this, because it was just ridiculous. And like those interceptions, 5 of them, probably almost all of them came because we were getting pressure on Patrick Mahomes. He was throwing under pressure for almost all those interceptions. So it wasn't necessarily my DBs had super sticky coverage. My DBs were catching ridiculous interceptions through Chiefs wide receivers. It was more so Mahomes either was under pressure or was throwing as he was getting hit, and we picked it off. So I don't know, man. My gut says one more game on these sliders. That's what my gut's saying. But again, I don't know. Like, you guys recommended these sliders. What do we do? This is such an ass kicking. 127 yards, 2 touchdowns for DeAndre Swift. DJ Moore is a live game. That's kind of what we had here. 217 yards on 10 catches. He might have got over 1,000 on the year. 66 for Tremble, 69 and a tutty for Visca. Kadarius Toney, quietest game of the year for him. Defensively, just absurd. 4 TFLs, 3.5 sacks for Brian Burns. We had 2 picks, J.C. Horn, Keith Taylor, C.J. Henderson, C.J.G.J. All the familiar suspects got on the scoreboard here today. 4 interceptions. Absolute pummeling. 61-14. That big game, 2 players, 2 starters get nice upgrades. 1 for DeAndre Swift, arguably one of his best games of the year. That's a nice 1++1 speed in there, bringing that up to 91. Then we have Dante Jackson, the only corner, the only DB that didn't get an interception. Still had a pretty good game. I think he had a couple PBUs in the slot. That's a nice +4 tackle. Let's go. Before we do anything, let's at least figure out what's going on for the playoffs. We have the game in hand. If Bucks, it looks like we were still behind them, so we won't have any shit at winning the division, which we do not. And our first victim, hopefully, in the playoffs, in the wildcard round, is the 9-8 Detroit Lions. Off a week where both offensive and defensive players of the week come from the Carolina Panthers does kind of make it a tough sell to continue on these sliders. Holy shit, look at Brady on the other side though. 6 touchdowns. We'll use this point in time to kind of recap everything that was year 3 for the Carolina Panthers. 12-5, second place in the NFC South. 3rd seed. Giants at 13-4 had the first. Bucks were 2. We were 3 at 12-5. Looking at kind of points for, points against. We the number 2 offense in the NFL. And we got to get second worst defense. In terms of points against, we had a bunch. Everything else for our defense is going to look pretty damn elite. Points against, though, and I mean, how many of that was on the interception? But let's take a look at the stats. Joe North, for almost 6,000 passing yards in his rookie season. I mean, we'll never replicate this again. This is a once in a lifetime experience. Okay, 59-73 for passing yards, S tier. 40 passing touchdowns as a rookie, S tier. 35 interceptions as a rookie. Like all time, that might be the most interceptions ever thrown in a season. I'm gonna really keep it live here. Most INT in a, is it Jameis? Thrown. It's gotta be, oh, never mind. We're tied for second most. George Blanda, 1962 through 42 interceptions. We have Vinny Testaverde in 1988. So at least that's somewhat modern through 35. So Joe North tied that, which is, horrific. 69% completion percentage. Pretty good. That's like a A- for a rookie. 74 sacks is F. Like terrible. Horrendous. So, I mean, just the most ridiculous year you've ever seen. My question is just going to be, is he going to lose that dev trade? Was this year that weird that dev trade is as good as gone? I don't know. We'll have to find out. For running the football here, DeAndre Swift, massive shoes to fill, taking over for Christian McCaffrey. It wasn't CMC level, but still a damn good season. 1,400 yards, 9 touchdowns. Chuba had 7 there, kind of vulturing 2 more touchdowns for Joe North. We'll give him those because, 42 touchdowns to 35 picks could have been a lot worse. He could have had 35 picks and less touchdowns than interceptions and turnovers. So we'll take that. On the receiving standpoint, Kadarius Toney, 120 receptions, 1,800 yards, 6 touchdowns. What a trade acquiring him from the New York Giants. And I mean, at least, it worked out for the Giants as well. They were the number 1 seed. They didn't miss him, and maybe Taylor Moton in the offensive line was a missing piece there. Tommy Tremble at tight end, 105 catches, 1,300 yards, 8 touchdowns. I think he's probably the guy, more so than anybody else, that picked up the receiving numbers that we lost when we traded Christian McCaffrey. DJ Moore with his big game to close out the year, got over 1,000 yards, 1,100 yards, 13 touchdowns for him. As much as we were like kind of roasting him, saying we're putting him on the trade block, that's a pretty damn good year. Visca, 50 yards shy of 1,000, but still pretty damn respectable. 950 and 7, and 668 yards on 83 catches for DeAndre Swift. So I mean, DeAndre Swift still 2,000 yards from scrimmage. Might not be CMC S tier MVP caliber, but he's still one of the best running backs, definitely in the NFL. On the blocking standpoint, just, oh my God, 30 sacks. Jesus, this is what we got for Christian McCaffrey. Amari Melvin, 30 sacks. It didn't feel that bad. Didn't feel any worse than Taylor Moton. So it's, I don't know. I guess you could just say we have a revolving door at tackle. At least this one we're not paying a whole lot of money. Defensively, Roquan Smith went over 100 tackles, 126. 118 for Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, 109 for Jeremy Chin. In terms of making plays in the backfield, an outstanding season. 69 tackles. Nice for Brian Burns. 36 tackles for loss. 19 sacks. Might be defensive player of the year. Sacks outside of that, though, that was our issue, man. We have all those draft picks. We're going to be looking maybe aggressively at trying to get a pass rusher because just outside of Brian Burns, not a whole lot there. Franklin Lindsay definitely stepped up. 17 TFLs, 8.5 sacks from the interior. So if we can't get that contract extension for Derek Brown, who's unfortunately missed some time this year due to injury, we may need to consider, moving on, and Lindsay becomes the guy on that defense. We'll consider it. Interceptions, just absurd. 8 picks for Chauncey Gardner-Johnson from the linebacker spot, 8 from J.C. Horn, 8 from C.J. Henderson, 4 for Dante Jackson, 3 for Jeremy Chin, 2 for Roquan, 2 for Pat Pete, 1 for Braden Smith, and that should be, 4 or 5 for Keith Taylor total. I'm going to just do this right now before we forget. I'm going to take it upon myself because he had his interceptions reset. Keith Taylor is getting a dev trade increase here to a star. He earned it, man. I'm pretty sure that was 5 picks. I'm pretty sure he's at 4. So congratulations to him. Kicking game for a superstar kicker, Mitchell Hart. Not bad. Not bad for really his first full year in the NFL. 26, 29, 89% for the punts. 36 total punts. Did not punt the football a lot. Only 5 gongs. Did punt the football a lot. A lot of times when we did punt, it was like, you know, quick 3 and out from our 20. Tough to get a gong from that situation. Return game wasn't really anything special either. So how does that all relate? Kind of to the grand scheme of things. The landscape in the NFL. For most yards. Let's go, Joe North. Jesus Christ. The Bucks. The Bucks playbook. Insane. 55 touchdowns, Sam Barnes. He's not an X Factor. He's about to be. And that's fun. Dealing with that in the division. 44 touchdowns for Davis Mills. 41 for Herbert. 41 and 5 for Ryan Tannehill. What a year from him. North had 40. Dak had 40. 39 for Dylan Holloway, the new quarterback in Philadelphia. Brady's still doing the damn thing at, I don't even know how old he is at this point. 70 years old. Running the ball. King Henry took back his crown. Almost 200 yards more than the next guy. 1,000 yards to John Taylor. Swift number 3. Eckler there. David Montgomery. Aaron Jones. Saquon Mixon. Kamara. Harris. Where is... Suck it. You want the trade? You had no touchdowns for CMC. Probably got vultured every time by Dameon Pierce. Yeah, right there. 15 touchdowns for Pierce makes sense, but 0 touchdowns for Christian McCaffrey. You'll love to see it. On a receiving standpoint, Cooper Kupp, just ridiculous. 134 receptions. Kadarius Toney number 2. I love seeing that, but 134, 2,200 receiving yards for Cooper Kupp. 18 touchdowns, average 131 a game. Tony went over, I mean, just looking at kind of everyone that went over 1,000 here. Tommy Tremble up there, best tight end in the NFL. He might be going up a dev trade. That guy there, kind of crushing it for the Browns. Douglas Cates, normal dev rookie out of Georgia. He has a pretty big future in store there. Anyone else kind of surprising to go over 1,000? I don't think. There's old DJ Moore. All right. What about touchdowns? What do you got for tutties? 18 Kupp, 18 Diggs, 17 Johnson. Duvernay's up there. Big year for the Baltimore Ravens. Okay. What about blocking? Did anyone even get... I think it's going to be... Look at that. Just disgusting. Just disgusting. Defensively, Miles Jack, leading tackle with a $163. Just on the outside looking in. Roquan, 126. And how many games he missed? Like 3 or 4 games. He doesn't miss those games. He might be able to try. Had a little bit better shot, anyways, of trying to be the tackle leader in back-to-back seasons. 20 sacks for Von Miller. 19 half Shaq Barrett. Just looking at this, best year. It's clearly, why is he not even here? Is Brian Burns. Like, if you're looking at like that, you're kind of combined here. 26 TFL, 16 sacks for Nick Bosa, 22 and 18 for Miles, 17 and 20 for Von Miller, and there's just no respect whatsoever. 36 and 19. Brian Burns is Defensive Player of the Year. I feel fairly comfortable about that. Interception side, 8 picks, Chauncey Gardner. I mean, just dominating. It is what it is, man. Let's look at the yearly awards. MVP goes to Sam Barnes. Fair enough. Offensive Player of the Year goes to Cooper Kupp. DeAndre Swift coming in at number 3. Defensive Player of the Year, rightfully so, Brian Burns. Ridiculous season. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson coming in at number 4. Offensive Rookie of the Year goes to Roy Saunders, the tight end from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Joe North at number 3. I do think so many interceptions is going to hurt his development off of that. Defensive Rookie of the Year goes... I mean, the Niners actually kind of crushing in here. Good team. Best quarterback, Sam Barnes. Best running back goes to DeAndre Swift. Ooh, that might bode well for Swifty getting off that star dev and up to a superstar. Wide receiver goes to Cooper Kupp. I think Kadarius Toney should be higher than everybody else here. Outside of Cooper Kupp. Best O-lineman goes to Shaq Mason. Best D-lineman goes to Brian Burns. Congratulations. Best linebacker, Shaq Barrett. Thought Chauncey Gardner-Johnson just completely Edge rushers. Actual linebacker, Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, was the best. Best defensive back goes to C.J. Henderson. He's on that superstar. So if he goes up to X Factor, J.C. Horn is an X Factor. If we don't lose the X Factor on Dante Jackson, there is a chance all 3 of our starting corners are going to be superstar X Factors, which definitely bodes well for the Bermuda Triangle defense. Mitchell Hart, runner-up for kicker. Would have been cool, man, if he won a kicker of the year. Would he have gone up to an X Factor? I don't even think that exists, because obviously Justin Tucker's the ceiling for kickers here. But a very good season, and I kind of, I had a blast that last game, clearly. But I guess we do definitely end this video with, you guys recommended slider. We kind of took the middle ground and mixed in, mostly Matt 10 sliders and Floopy Sports or whatever. His interceptions, we kind of like sided towards, but his interceptions were lower. He had like 5. He'd have like 5 user interceptions, 5 pass coverage, 5 defensive interceptions, 5. It's like, I felt like, is that maybe what we need to do? Will that drop it off to the point where that's where we need to take it? I personally, I'm siding with, let's give this one more week. And if we kick the shit out of the Detroit Lions, then we need to make a switch, even if we just have to go back to what we were doing. I don't want it to be this easy. And the fact that, like, if we were playing one of the worst teams in the NFL, if we were playing, week 18, the 49ers, the Dallas Cowboys, 2 truly terrible franchises, terrible fan bases, maybe I would be like, that's just a victim of playing a bad team. But the Chiefs are so freaking good that definitely raised a couple eyebrows as to, is this the zone that we want to be in? But my personal opinion, we give it one more game. Maybe that was just a worst case Ontario type matchup for the Chiefs, and we get a better challenger against Detroit. And I feel like at least it's the wild card. We have to run the gauntlet. If it's not the be all end all. If we kick the shit out of Detroit, similar stat lines, similar scenarios kind of playing out like we saw against Kansas City, because we still have another playoff game to at least kind of get right, find that zone, and get the proper challenge. So that's kind of what I'm thinking. But let me know in the comment section below what you guys are kind of feeling about this one. Thank you very much for watching. As always, first time stopping by, don't be afraid to hit that subscribe button. Smash the like button if you enjoyed. If all things go well, so I'm recording this Saturday morning. I got a bunch of stuff I got to do. All things go well, I will have a Super Bowl preview video up on the More C4 channel, and obviously post Super Bowl tomorrow on the main. I'll keep it on the main here. We will have my reaction to the Super Bowl. We'll be here live tomorrow night, so I will see you guys then. Till next time, it's your boy C4 saying peace out, love ya, have a good one, go Birds.